All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys, we're back. Good evening. Gonna get the session started here for the night. Hope everyone's doing well. Gonna take a look at the market right now. We were on this morning. For anybody who was on this morning, there were some buys on gold that we were looking for. And market hasn't changed so much. You can see it's been a slow day for the market. I mean, slow evening, even in the morning. Lower volume, there wasn't any high impact news today. We see gold pulling down right now, so we're going to analyze it. We're going to take the charts off or clean the charts up, look at it. We caught some buys this morning. Anybody who was on stream this morning, there were some nice buys that we were looking for on gold. Now we're going to just kind of clean everything up, take the charts off. Take the drawings off the chart, see where things are at. We're pretty high. We're going into Thursday now. Almost at like the all-time highs on gold. So we're going to look at some things here. If you look to the left, you can pretty much see, if we draw a line, a support line, you can see we have resistance here to the left. Suggesting maybe even market pulls down if it breaks below 2650 or 2750. You can see to the left here the price action and where we are right now. We're at a pretty major resistance. So buys here, like if you're looking for buys, there could be one last buy that the market presents because it's so high now. There might be one more flip up. But you got to look left. We might be getting a reversal soon. Price is kind of slowing down here. Suggesting even like at some point, if the market holds here, there could be a bigger pullback down to the previous resistance here. Depending on how the market like closes today, this candle that we're currently on. We're still on Wednesday, so we're going into Thursday. We have this area down here that maybe in the near future could keep an eye on if the market ever retraces to. It's pretty far, but you can see to the left. Could be an area where some rejection comes in, maybe within the week if we hold this level, if we don't push up, because it's still Wednesday. So there's a chance market pushes up one more time through this level with, Thursday, Friday remaining. And then find sells maybe tomorrow or Friday. But definitely a key area to keep an eye on. The market, I wouldn't say the trend shifted yet. There's not so much of like a trend shift. We're just at a peak where, we could correct. Overall, the price has been pretty bullish. All the pullbacks, every pullback you've seen has just given you more, whether it's a smaller pullback or a bigger pullback, like every single pullback has been a buying setup in this whole couple of weeks. So even you got some candles like in here. Whether you see like these bigger pullbacks, like a big correction. I can see here on the 4 hour, you have a bigger correction in the market. And then we run up. But then you even have two candlesticks like this that just pull down. And then after those candles, you see continuation. You have some smaller movements like this that go bearish. I just end up turning the market back up, but then you have some bigger corrections like this that you can see do the same thing. You have some smaller ones, some bigger ones. So when you look at the market right now, like it's been kind of slow up here. Some rejections That would have been like a good sell area. Like if you caught sells there, perhaps the market could try to drop more. But we might be finding support here. We might, if there's one more setup for buys, it would be maybe coming like around here. If not tomorrow, going into Friday, probably start looking for reversals. Like you could see 2750 still holding. I know we talked about that this morning. It's right here. I know we were on the stream this morning. We were honestly looking for buys at 2750 this morning. We were catching 2752, 2753, 2751. Even I caught as close to 2750 as I could this morning. Maybe this area like that we were looking at this morning, if you're on stream this morning, we did a lot of a live analysis this morning. And we were looking at this same area here. Maybe tonight, like going into London hours when volume starts to pick up. This is an hour. This is the hour. Well, this is one of the hours where volume starts to pick up. You can see right now, candles moving. This is a time where volume starts to enter the market. Just think about like a store opening. If you have a store in your local city that opens up in the morning, people start to go into the store. Volume opens. So in the market, you have different times of the day where sessions open, like Tokyo session, London session, New York session. So when a session opens, volume enters the market. Just like if a bank were to open, customers enter the bank. Just like a store opens, customers enter the store, right? So volume opening hours starts to enter the market. Yeah, we could potentially still hold that 2750, even like 2745 area for gold. Like that's, if it breaks that, then I'd probably end up switching to bearish, because then the structure would, if it breaks that, then it's like, okay, possibly look for pullbacks, continuations down. If it breaks underneath 2750, 2745, that could be more like a confirmation that, okay, the market is failing to keep up. Like the selling activity could be switching over. Something like this could end up happening, where we get like a breakout. If we break out, we end up pulling back, retesting, probably retesting 2750 or 2755. If the market breaks underneath, it pulls back to 2750 or like 2755, there'd probably be a bearish setup to look for if the market's switching here. We have that same support area that we were, if you remember this morning, we were trying to get buys around here. It was on the 1 hour noticeably. Like we were trying to get buys in here. The wicks this morning made 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks. And it popped up finally after I got off. Was anybody in that trade after I got off still this morning? Who was on this morning's session? Let me see in the chat. So if we break this zone, then if we don't hold this zone tonight, could be starting to look for sells. Like if you're already in sells, you could try to look to hold on. I'm not in sells. I'm not gonna look for sells here. Probably look for a buy scalp or see if this market holds 2750, 2745 one more time. If not, gotta see how the market structure shifts up here. The end of the weeks, like most ended like last Wednesday. Like look where the market was last Wednesday. It was right here, and then it drove down and then punched up all the way into Thursday. So if you look at last week, like if today doesn't hold like the bullish, then you could expect probably tomorrow. Like last week, last Wednesday, look at how the market was, right? And it spikes down and then it just ripped up until Thursday. And then Thursday Thursday, more Friday was the sells. Might be look at the market right now, like it's pushing down. Could be a similar scenario. So all that I see right now is potentially still like similar analysis this morning, but the zone is a little bit steeper now. It's more 2750, 2745. Still see like similar. If that holds, it could take into a new high and then start positioning for sells. You can see where the sells have come in: 2758, 2758, around there, 2760. So that $10 nice zero level. That's where the sells are. So I wouldn't really sell here. There's no sells here. There's sells up here. So if I'm gonna get sells, I'm gonna try up here, closer up here, or higher. I know we're high on the daily, but it still looks like potentially we could try to bounce up one more time. Maybe come back to the highs or take them out. Potentially there's, similar to where we're literally where we were this morning on price. I'm gonna look for buys on gold tonight here going into London. I think one more. I'm gonna look for one. I know we've looked for like this week. I know you guys missed me Monday, so I had to make sure Tuesday. Honestly, I'll be on. I wasn't on Monday, but if I was, we probably would have caught buys Monday morning too. But taking it Tuesday, we bought here. Literally, we bought right there on Tuesday. Like yesterday morning, right there on that red candle is where we bought. This morning we bought right here. Oh, we've had a couple setups this week. Maybe one more coming out of here. We could start to look for buys on gold around this area that we're in, like kind of like this morning here, or even lower, right? We could see even lower could play out. Might set up, looks like it could set up one more time. I'm gonna try to get one more buy on gold this week. One more. It looks like when you study the weekly flow, so that's from this morning. See, it's literally tried to come to 2750. See, like if you remember this morning, I kept saying it's trying to reach for, like it's trying to go. If you're on this morning, you'll remember. I kept saying like it's trying to get to that 2750. It's trying to reach. Once again, it's trying to get to 2750. It's trying to reach for it. And see again there. So like 2750. If we can get there, even 2751. Market could flip up from here as well. Like what happened this morning. If you study the weekly on gold, Wednesdays can a lot of weeks, with my experience, be early for sells when it's a market like this. In my experience, I've had a lot of situations where I see sells, and then it does what I'm talking about. It runs up till Thursday. I've had years of experience, so the reason I'm cautious on Wednesdays like this is because from my experience, a lot of times Wednesday, the market will still rip up or continue its direction till like Thursday, Friday range. It's good water. Like here's a good week example where market was really pushing up all week. When you look at Monday, Sunday, like market open, Sunday's here. So Wednesday, middle of the week would have been, I think right here where those sells, yeah, see where it's kind of high, where it starts to go for sells. This was your Wednesday. Going into Wednesday, it started dropping, but just continued up all week. Even Thursday, you see some red candles. Red candles come out. Nope. It dumped Friday, Sunday, like it just dumps, right? More end of the week. I've had a lot of experiences with gold like that where in years of trading it, you get a week like this where it's just going up all week. And, you know, Wednesday can be a time where, like here, there's Wednesday. It still pushes up into Thursday. You'll see Thursday's here. It pushes up more into Thursday. Thursday brings the sells. Or we're like right here, we're on Wednesday night. Like, see the structure there, see what the market did, how it, like this is where it looks like we could be at one of these 2 points with gold where it's either just setting up for one last buy, or this is what a reversal. See this? See how the market drops? It comes back up, but then it rejects here. So it's like a double top, break of structure in the market. Haven't had that so much yet. Like you haven't had that on gold yet. Like it would be like this. It would be like seeing, okay, this is coming down. Does it break up, reject, or does it continue? What do you guys think? For time of the week, could get one more push up. BTC looks like 1025. Yeah, 105 didn't hold. 1025 now. So I like to do $2,500 apart. I find every 1,000 is, you gotta, if you're using every 1,000, it's more like scalping more than swing day trading. Every $2,500 gives you a better separation than every 1,000. So I'm just starting to mark more the $2,500 levels. Cause like I was buying here this morning. I took an L on Bitcoin. It's all good. Now it's like it's more correcting and better levels to use. Like if you're taking frequent trades on Bitcoin at the $1,000 levels, they could go quickly into profit and not hold. The $1,000 levels don't always stick. It's kind of like scalping levels. I was looking to see if 105 would hold myself. The trade I called out the other day though was here in the Discord. He caught buys, that ran up. Now it's coming right back to that demand zone on Bitcoin. So it has a big zone. If you're on this morning session, it's probably in that same big zone I drew. Like it's a big zone I drew this morning. See? It's still a big area that it could fall into. It's still in a big area here. Like it's coming lower where there's demand. It's really reaching for here. You can see that green area I drew from this morning, 2750. So maybe a bounce here, but where it looks like the market's reaching for is this demand here. There's a lot of demand here. It's really volatile. Bitcoin's became like, you're getting movements in the days of thousands and thousands of dollars now. Like 100K almost to 100. Like we went from 100K to 110 almost, back to 100, back to 107. So the range is expanding more. The volatility range, like it's kind of like gold. Like gold 5 years ago wasn't moving as many pips as it does nowadays, like in some candlesticks. So like when you look at Bitcoin, like the expansion is much bigger. It looks like it's correcting back to these lows. Yeah, I got out of Bitcoin. Like in the Discord, I put a setup the other day. When there's situations like that, that's when I'll throw a setup in Discord. I won't always trade Bitcoin, but if you noticed the other day, I put a setup in Discord on Bitcoin. When there's situations like that, that's when I'll put something. Like when there's a situation where it's high probability, because there's everyday strategies you can use. Whether there's these types of things that may happen a couple times a month, maybe once a week, twice a week, maybe at average. So like setups like that make sense, line up real key. We had that the other day on Trump's inauguration. We're looking for buys in that zone and gave a good move, right? Strong move out of that zone. Now the price is like coming back to that same area almost. Like when you look at it, really that zone was drawn right here in this wicks here where it reacted. So the price is really coming back to that area. If that, like I said this morning, if 100K doesn't hold, I was on this morning talking about it. If 100K doesn't hold, you'll probably push down to like 97.5, 95 area. If this is the longest we've been above 100K and like stalled and stayed above it, it's pushing back down. It looks like, whoa, it's steep right now. But if you're not in the market, this is like a scenario where buys might be setting up strategically, where it's a dip that ends up turning into a bigger move. It's almost like the correction here. Like this dropped, you know, it's not as big as that yet. If it goes below 100, there could still be buys below 100. Like that's where there's demand below 100, where people want to buy. People would want to buy. Like people who are buying large amounts. Whales want to buy under 100K. Whales want Bitcoin under 100K, so they can buy one Bitcoin under 100K, or they can buy 5, 10, or 100, or 50, or 1,000, right? MicroStrategy just bought 11,000 Bitcoin. So whales, they're looking at it like, okay, 100K, like as close to that is a sale for me versus where, okay, 110, 107, if I can get 90s, like whales want here, they want it in those prices that are lower, right? Like 100K, 90s, like 97, 98, 95. Whales, they bought all here. If they really want 90. In terms of 100K, like I said this morning, it could come back and test it. Even like I said this morning, it could go underneath 100 and still try to find those bigger buys, that demand. That's what it's been doing. But more recent, it punched up from here. All right, so we took out all this. And we've had this climb up. So for us hodlers, us holders, we want 100, like I said this morning, we want 100K, this area to hold. Or we want this low to hold. Going into February. We want this low to hold, really, going into February. February into March is more bullish season. So this low that was made around 90s, we punched up and made a new high from there. We made a higher high in price. Right? So realistically, we would want that low to hold in price. To send us up maybe 115, 120, right? Wherever your targets are. It's Thursday here. It's Thursday somewhere. Thursday somewhere. What's good? How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody's week so far in trading? I had a good week so far. I'll drop the Discord link in the chat. So when we look at we're at 102.5, we're at a 500 right now, but we're at what's known as a quarter level, quarters theory. So if you go in the Discord, you'll notice I made some different sections. There's one that's called resources and investing. There's videos I'll show you. So it's a YouTube video, it's not mine, but I put little resources here, books, videos. Watch that keynote. I've watched that a lot of times. But up here, so if you study that and you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, it actually just touched a quarter. So the red lines I have marked. Let me clean the chart up a bit so we don't get confused with which red lines I'm talking about here. And let me just remove the trend line for now. See that trend line? That's liquidity. See that downtrend line? Well, even like a trend line retest if you're a real technical trader. I'll remove that for now. So the red lines I have on my Bitcoin chart here are quarters. Okay? There's a lot I could teach you with quarters for different styles of traders. Swing, scalp, day trading, breakout, reversal. There's different ways to approach the quarters. And some people are a bit different, but most people use them the same. But there's like those few traders that focus on like the breakouts of the quarters. Most of them use them the same. Like if you go to the videos on YouTube, you'll get a good rundown that I put in the Discord. But the red lines you see on my chart, they're not just, I'm not drawing them from my eye. So the thing with quarters, when we talk about like psychological numbers, who knows what a psychological number is? Do you guys know, or have you heard of that term? Type in the chat if you've heard the term psychological numbers, whole numbers, institutional numbers, institutional levels. It's the same, different words for the same kind of concept, I guess you could say. Right? So even in blueprints, I talked about this with gold. I'll make a Bitcoin one, but with even XAUUSD blueprint, we talk about with gold. Gold reacts very well to hold numbers, round price levels ending in 0, 25, 50, 75. These levels often confirm where institutions place their orders, and they serve as key areas of support and resistance. So why they matter. Gold is a high volatile pair. There's a lot of price fluctuation with it. So whole numbers provide what we call psychological price points where traders naturally set orders. These levels also act as magnets for price. The market's drawn to them. You'll often see price bounce or reverse at these zones. So like just examples, like I said here, zeros, 25s, 50s, 75s. So just examples, there's your zeros, your 25, your 50, your 75, your zeros, right? So example of gold is trading around 27, 26, 25. At the time I wrote this, I think gold was around 26, 25, and I was talking about buys. Crazy, because at the time I wrote this, we were looking for buys too in gold. That was a couple weeks ago. We were looking for buys on gold at 26.25, 26.40, 26.50. If price is approaching 2,700, it's more likely to reverse pause rather than a random number like 2713.5. And then I did another one, scalping gold. I can make one with Bitcoin too. If you go to with my Bitcoin chart, here you got your quarters, right? Some of your institutional levels that are good to place. You can see like 90 down here, 92.5, 95, 97.5. This is where like demand is created. Breakouts are important as well. But if you just kind of closely look with your eye, you may see a lot of support and resistance at different spots, like especially 100K. That's a very psychological number. We're at one right now, but from the looks of it, it looks like it could, like a bigger range here. I personally think Again, like I said this morning, if 100 doesn't hold, then you have market coming down here. Yeah, psychological numbers, they're just whole numbers, right? Round numbers. Often traders pay attention to them because, like, if you watch a forex pair or even gold or Bitcoin, and they're easy to spot, right? Naturally, you can focus on the round numbers. Big players in the market react to them. So, like banks, institutions, and just traders in general often place their orders around them. So they can influence market behavior. They can influence where people set their entries, where their exits are, where their stops are. So if you can master whole numbers, you have a better understanding to where the market could draw to at times, where you're looking for entry. That's why this morning we were looking for 27.50. Maybe that gets tapped tonight. So when it comes down to gold, if you go to gold, scalping, day trading gold, blueprint 2.5. Well, one day I got more blueprints. Like I think I put a few in here. There's a blueprint 2.5. There's a few. Maybe I'll drop like 3 soon, 3.5. And then 4. So what are $10 and $5 hold numbers? And in addition to major levels like I already set up here, 0, 25, 50, 75, right? And again, like I just mentioned, they influence price, they influence behavior, where again traders will set their entries or their exits, and then big players react to them. So when it comes down to scalping, day trading, what are $10 5 levels? So in addition to what I just said, right, with the zeros, 25s, 50s, 75s, gold reacts well to smaller whole numbers, intervals for scalping and day trading. So like $10, that could be like 610, 620, 630, 640, 650, 660, etc. $5 levels. So you can see some notes here, why they work well, similar to what I just said, but gold tends to make quick reactions at these smaller whole numbers. So they serve as micro support. So micro support and resistance levels, maybe for more short-term day trading, intraday trading style. Institutions, high-frequency traders, like I just kind of mentioned before, banks, institutions, just regular traders, also place orders at these levels. When to trade these levels? Session focus, Tokyo, pre-London, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m., or even these hours. Could add that in there, like maybe 8:30 to 12 o'clock, like these hours you can. London session, New York session. Focus on these levels after news releases for fast volatility moves. There's different styles to approach the chart as well, different strategies to approach the chart. Whether the market's, especially if the market's trending, you can use these well on a 5-minute, on a 1-minute, on a 15-minute chart if the market's trending for a short period of time in the moment. Avoid holding, notice, so that's pip and dip. If you're on the sessions with me, if you've been on the sessions with me, if you've been on every session with me, then congrats, because every session I think has been fire. If you've been on every single one, we've caught some good trades. And if you've been on every single session with me, or even if you've just been on a few, you might see that term pip and dip, where it's like, okay, pip and dip, get a quick reaction, get quickly out. Those situations can be good when you're looking at these $5 and $10 levels. The market can react a lot of times pretty quickly off of them. So when it comes to gold, $5 levels are good for scalps. $10 levels are better for like short-term day trades. Even both, I would say a mix of both, right? If you're watching 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute chart, you'll see a lot of support and resistance. Like I wrote here, they serve as micro support and resistance levels. If you're in the Discord, I would just go through everything and just kind of see what we wrote so far. Go through everything, go through all the things, kind of catch up and see. If you're new to the channel here on YouTube, subscribe. We're here live pretty much every day. We streamed 10 hours ago. Let me refresh this. I think there should be 2 more. Or now, yeah, 11 hours ago we streamed. 23 hours ago we streamed. We were live last night. We talked about some key things last night. One day, yeah, so if you're new, subscribe, tune in, plug in, turn your notifications on because there's a lot of content. I'd say Bitcoin's setting up for a buy, potentially even like scalping in this area. Possibly. But I'm going to watch gold more. Tonight, Bitcoin's coming down, I think setting up for a buy now. These are, like I said yesterday and this morning, you can lay flat on Bitcoin and wait for these. Like I took a small L on Bitcoin today, nothing crazy. I closed out before it really dumped. Closed some of my higher positions. But before that buy, I caught this whole move up. Like I caught this entire move up, so. But it's markets that look like this where a buy can be forming. You don't want to be buying a market on a green candle. Like if you're buying on green candles, you're really chasing price, you miss the buy. Buys can start to form when a market really looks like this, which for most traders might be kind of scary. Like even with gold, when gold's pushing down, we're looking for buys, right? For most traders, it might be like, oh, the market's dropping. The market's dropping, there's red candles, so that means it's probably going to keep dropping. But situations where the market's dropping, like 2 days ago, was perfect. That's why I had to drop it in the Discord. I was like, I know everybody was watching the market, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta watch Bitcoin, saw this. A situation where it's like, okay, the market could really drop. And it did. It dropped right to that. Like it dropped right to that zone. Like it came right to that zone. So look at the drop it makes. Like it has a big drop. That's what sets you up to get in the buy. Is when it's dropping, you want to buy dips. It's might look like an aggressive strategy, but it's like that's what people do. People buy the dips. If you go back on Bitcoin and you look at every buy scenario, it's usually coming after a big fall, right? After the market has taken a decent fall, that usually ends up turning into a buy, right? If you look recently, there was 2 buy setups recently. Like here, look at this big red candle that drops. Every trader was probably like, oh my God, Bitcoin's dropping, fearful moment. But that takes you into a buy. So like, it's something not to be so scared about, like worried, like look at this, like look at this drop. Similar to the one 2 days ago. Look at this drop. Like they all catapult for buys, right? The bigger drops in the market. So I think like when you see a situation like this, it's not like, oh my God, market's dropping. It's like, oh, this might be, maybe buyers come in. Like you start looking, okay, it's at 100K. Right now it's, testing 102. It's at those lower hundreds. So you got this whole area at 100, 101, 102. So for me, I would try to enter every $1,000. Like one entry here, one entry here, one entry here. Or every $500. Maybe a bit more aggressively. One entry right now. One entry $500 down more. $500 down from that. Right? Instead of putting one big entry at one price, I like to scale in. And maybe put my entry every $500. Okay, put one entry here. If I'm looking for a swing, I'm like, okay, I see a swing or I see a buy setting up. Because I understand the market's probably gonna. I'm like, even with gold, if you enter gold, most likely the first trade you enter is not gonna go straight into profit. Always, the market usually gives you a better entry, right? So let's just say, for instance, gold's coming down, right? And you're looking for a buy here. When you enter, click buy, unless you timed it well, it's most likely the market's not just going to push up straight into profit. At times that can happen, especially with the whole numbers. But most likely in that moment of buying, in the first maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes of buying or selling, vice versa, either or, you're going to go in a drawdown. You might go negative 10 pips. You might go negative 5 pips. Maybe you go negative 20 pips. Unless you're a sniper, sometimes like we get some sniper end. Like today, the first trade, like today on the stream, the first trade we took went straight like straight into profit. But most likely, like the market might come down like 5 pips or maybe 10 pips and go down a bit, maybe fluctuate in your area and give you a different price. So if you're gonna put, maybe you trade with a half lot, right? Maybe you trade with a half lot position on gold. I'll do different examples. So instead of putting a half lot at that first price that you're entering at, you could separate it. You could go, I'm gonna put a 0.1, right? So now I'm in gold. My plan is to put a half lot, but I have a 0.1 only. So I'm in the market, but my risk is not fully in. I'm not fully in risk, right? Because if I was gonna risk 100 pips on a 0.5, or if I was gonna risk 50 pips on the 0.5, that means, you know, that risk is only 0.1 in, right? So I have room for margin, meaning like this 0.1 could go negative 20 pips and I'm down $20. Oh no. This 0.1 could go negative 30 pips, 40 pips, and I'm down $30, $40. Oh no. Yeah, the market's down $30, $40 on my trade, but I got 0.1 in, right? That's where I could take advantage of maybe getting another 0.1 in the market now. I'm 0.2. And then I could enter a few more 0.2, maybe a 0.2 lot size, like average lower prices around a zone, around an area. Because if you put, you know, you enter a trade like this, you buy and the market goes down and then that's what your trade looks like. You could have maximized on having different entries in that whole move, right? In that whole entire move and catch the whole entire move with different entries. That's what I like to do. And then I'll leave one entry running, maybe 2 entries running. That's what I did today. I ended up holding until 2760 and closed with some smaller entries. So when you're getting ready to enter a position, like, because the market might not hit your 2750. So it's like, okay, it's not a bad idea if I enter at 2751, maybe 2752, around 2750, try to scale in close to it, right? That can be a scenario. Or if it hits your price, maybe it goes a little bit below the price, 10, 20 pips. Pay attention to your trades. When you enter the market, the minute you enter, you don't always go straight into profit. There might be a drawdown phase, right? A phase that you spend in a bit of drawdown for the trade. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 15 minutes, and you can take advantage of, okay, a lower entry price. The trade doesn't go, it's like when you buy a crypto, if you've been in crypto, when you buy a crypto, you buy it and you hold it. That doesn't go straight into gains. You might buy more when the dip happens, and you know overall the move is going to make it. So if you're looking for buys in the morning, and you in the market you enter and the market goes against you, it's not the end of the world. If you're still, if you were planning to hold that buy until your stop loss, wherever your stop loss was, you can use the same risk, manage the same risk, just get better entries. That's why I like to get multiple entries. If you were on this morning, you would have seen it was a great scenario to know how to do that strategy. I naturally know how to do it. You get used to it over time. It's practice, and like I like to say, time on the charts. That's what matters. There's going to be a difference between the guy or the girl who spends 4 or 5 hours a day on the chart and someone who spends 30 minutes a day, maybe treating it like a hobby, not really watching videos, not studying, not journaling, not really doing the work. So like people, like you get used to that, and if you're on the streams, you'll see times where we do it. Like this morning, some of you guys were pipping and dipping this morning, and I saw some people have multiple entries. But yeah, overall, like you could see, we that almost hit 2750 there again. It like you don't have to always hit the exact price to the zero, to the digit. You can. That's why I like to do that strategy and at times enter around. I know we've been talking about 2750 for the whole day, the last 12 hours, or even maybe since last night. If you're on last night, heck, I was saying if it comes down to 2745 last night, I'm looking for buys. And what did the market do? See what I mean? Like 2745 got hit last night, and if you're on the session, and I even posted it in Discord. That's why I say turn your note. Like you'll see me posting in there pretty frequent. It could be any time of the day, late hours, early morning. Maybe usually like when I stream is when after I stream I'll usually post something or around the hours. Last night, see what I wrote last night? I told you guys I was gonna update a chart after I got off last night. Gold is testing a psychological level, 2750. We may see some pullbacks, but overall trend hasn't broken yet. Big pullbacks or good retracements could provide more buy setups. Stay patient, keep an eye on the market. And I was saying I'm looking for 2745 last night with you guys. If you were here 24 hours ago. Notice what I wrote. Big pullbacks or good retracements. Big pullbacks or good retracements could provide more buy setups, right? As mentioned, we could see pullbacks or retracements. Overall trend isn't broken. Keep an eye around 2745, 2740 range. This could provide good opportunities for buy setups if price holds the support level above it. That was last night. What did the market do? It literally pushed up and dumped to 2745. Yeah, a little pullback now. So still looking for the same thing. Like nothing's changed from this morning. I'm just gonna mark it up again. I know I keep erasing it, but I'm gonna stick to my plan. Maybe that area one more time. I just tried again. Like it hit 2750.7. It'll do that. So around that area one more time tonight. That's pretty much the plan for me for gold. So yeah, back to this real quick. So for instance, common $10 levels, common $5 levels. They're everywhere on the chart because gold moves a lot, right? There's 10, like 2760. That would be a $10 level, all right? $27.50, right? That would be a $10 level. So you can see today, earlier this morning, and then yeah, like this morning, 2760. That's a $10 level. You can see again 2750, which we're trading a little bit above, which is the price we've been looking for buys on. Those are $10 levels. So when you're drawing these, you're not, looking at support and resistance. Like we can go to the charts and look for support and resistance levels. Like I can go and look and see like, okay, there's resistance here. Most likely that lines up with a $10 or a $5 level, right? You have 27.20. So you don't even always really need to look for support and resistance. Most of the time, like it lines up with a $10 level or a $5 level. That's even 27.25 right there. So like you can obviously see clear resistance here, right? You can see it. Now look at the price, right? The price is 27.20. Anywhere you really go to the chart and you look at where there's like a major resistance or like a major support that was formed in the market, maybe like here, right? It's probably at a psychological level, right? Like here you have 26.20, which would also be 26.25, around there. So anywhere, like I can obviously, like I can see before I drew that level, I could really see there's a major support here, right? Like I could see the market made support here, right? I can see bounce, 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 right? Support was created in here. Now, if I mark the price, maybe to get a little bit more precision and accurate where that support is around, what price is it making it around? What price should it stay above? There you got 27.20, or maybe even 27.25. 26.10 down there. So when you're looking at like where support resistance comes in most of the time, you're gonna see it at these $5 or $10 levels. You can see resistance here, support here. So it's a good way to identify, okay, we have, this is like kind of the higher, this is the lower ground, this is where the floor is, this is where the ceiling is in the market. Or areas you could be like, okay, I expect the market to retrace back to here. Right, like they help out, they're kind of like magnets for price at the end of the day too. Like, okay, price, one day you could look, like you'll be like, let me explain simply here. Like this, right? Like expecting price to pull back, kind of like a magnet. In the sense of, okay, I could see price pulling back to 27.45 because there's resistance there. I see resistance there. There could be a pullback to that level. So we can use them in that sense too. Like in the sense, if I go to a 4 hour, perhaps on gold, or maybe a day, start on a daily. Starting on a daily gold, I could see resistance around 27.20, 27.25 here. Oops, I didn't put the line. So for instance, 27.25 there, I could see resistance there. That's also a psychological level, so I could maybe use that as like a magnet area. At one point, maybe there's a market's pulling back to there, retracing to there, because I can see resistance there, lines up with the psychological level. Work really good for that when you get used to drawing them. So when I look at price right now, I like to use 27.50. That's a $10. That's a $10 level, but it's also, it's more than a $10 level. It's a 50. It's a half. It's not just your regular $10 level. It's more, there's more, I would say that's more of a psychological level because that's a 50. So remember, we have with gold, and in the near future, I'll do a lot more in-depth trainings like this. You guys can study yourself for now and go on, watch a lot of my YouTube videos. We got some heat dropping this week. I need everybody to go comment on all the videos. Go comment on every video there. Go like all the videos because I got some heat dropping. Got some heat dropping this week. I got a couple videos loading. If you haven't seen the ones yet, go watch them, like, comment on all the videos. I got some good videos loading this week actually, and then in the next 2 weeks. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still got like 30 more videos being edited right now, soon in the process, maybe next month for February. Got the 40K profit flip video. That's coming. A video where I flipped an account, made 40,000. I think it was on Bitcoin. $40,000 profit on Bitcoin. Flipped an account in 1 month. BOS breakdown, and then some mindset videos, and then I got a big profit video flip coming in February. If you haven't seen the content yet on the channel, go check it out. There's a lot of videos already that you can learn from. Check it out, subscribe. And like I mentioned already, we're here live pretty much every day of the week. Plug in, trust, there's lots to learn. Anyone who's been here for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you've seen a lot so far. Yeah, you could wait. You could still wait overall. 2750, 2745 area. I think if the market doesn't hold that zone tonight, then maybe it's looking for bearish setups tomorrow or Friday. Maybe Magic Arrow plays out one more time here for the buys. We've been looking for buys on gold. Honestly, like if you've been on the streams with me, there's been buy setups I called out down here. Last couple weeks, there's trades that if I just held, there's like 1 or 2 trades if I held. Even I had a trade from yesterday morning that if I just held and was still in, it would be crazy. So I gotta let some winners run more. That's a quote. I think I talk about that quote on trading plan video. If you don't have a trading plan, watch that video. But let me give you a basis of a trading plan right now, where to start. It doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning, right? It's kind of like your job. You show up to work every day. So look at what I do. For instance, if you've been following me in the morning streams, so some of you guys come on every morning. If you missed the past couple streams, you missed some good ones. If you missed this week, if you missed today and yesterday, you missed 2 solid streams. Back to back buys on gold. Yesterday morning and today morning. So I say try not to miss a stream, because like, man, this is what I do every day. I've done this every day for the last 10 years. Religiously the last 5, 6. So Magic Arrow, yeah, maybe it holds. So basis of a trading plan is look at what I do. Some of you guys have been on every morning with me on the 7 a.m. sessions. So what do? I go to the market at the same time every day. So a basis of a trading plan is what pair are you going to trade? What time? Just showing up at the same time every day. What session? Right? Session. One day, maybe in March, maybe in the near future, if you guys keep enjoying these streams and I see more people tuning in, I'll do London session streams one day in the future. I'll add that in there maybe for the Discord if more people keep plugging in. So you see right now I'm live. It's Tokyo session, right? But you see where I go more frequently live is 7 a.m. for New York session. So the time I really like to trade, because when I'm on my own, it's different when I'm on my own trading in London, or when I don't stream. Like, it's different trading and streaming. Like when you're a trader and you're streaming and trading, educating people, catching live trades with people, and then there's when you're just kind of clocked in on your own. It's a different work. Like I probably would have made. I'm more aggressive when I'm on my own. So like it's a different game when I'm on my own. You know, I'm trying to. My goal is not only to help you guys make money, but keep the defense at the same time, right? The goal is obviously to make money in the markets, but also be defensive at the same time, right? That's what I know how to do when it comes to like sending signals, doing live analysis. But really, a basis of a trading plan, I do talk a lot more, because that's like a 21-minute video. The end of the video, like, it gets better as you go through. There's a lot of things you can take away from that. But a basis to start is what pair. So pair, I put pair. Like what pair? Pair. So like XAU, for instance, right? US 30, you know, USD CAD, Euro USD. What time? Session, right? New York Open, right? Is it a London Open, Tokyo Open, these hours? I put, again, in Discord, if you go in the Discord, there's different blueprints I put in there. And if you scroll up, there's ones where I talk about time of the day, session focus, key times to trade gold. There's Tokyo pre-London. I put 1 a.m. It's supposed to be 12 a.m. I meant to put 12 a.m. I just noticed that. Burp. So I put some different like key focus session focus times in other blueprints that you scroll above. There's a couple there. This is 9:45, 10 o'clock ish. These hours, this is your Tokyo volume hours, where if you've even been on these sessions with me, guys, we found a couple entries on gold these hours. Not as much volume. Some days we come to the chart these hours, and it's like, not as much. Maybe it doesn't hit, not much, but there's still key things we can look at these hours to keep on like the back burner. Like, okay, maybe this happens, the market could go up and then come like, this is a key time where it's like, okay, you might not always find a good entry at this time, but these hours can maybe help you plan ahead if you're seeing something. But like right now, like for instance, there's not a lot of volume in these hours every day. Like the average volume, it's not like New York session. New York session, 80% of the time there's a lot of volume. Tokyo session, it can be like hit or miss, 50-50. Some days there's more volume, some days there's less in Tokyo hours. So it's good for scalping even, or even positioning yourself to see like, okay, what's the market doing right now? What's it look like? What happened for the day? I can see what the day did. Where are we? And by doing that consistently, because remember, the key in the trading is like the average of numbers, the law of numbers, right? You want to show up every day at the same times, knowing, okay, not every day is there going to be something, but because I show up every day, I'm going to catch the days where there is something. That's what showing up is. That's what it should be rooted in your trading plan. Maybe finding a time where you know the market usually does something, when things usually happen, right? If you go to the market Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, your mindset isn't, I have to take an entry every time. Your mindset is, let me see what's there, if something's there. Because by doing that every day, remember there's 52 weeks in the year. So 1 week, you can't measure your success off of 1 week, right? 1 week, there might be 2 setups that by going the same time every day, you see something cleared. But the next week, there might be 4. And then 1 week, there might be 1 or 2. It's about catching the law of average over time, right? Over time, right? Like an equity curve. Over time, you're only going to see, the real setups when they're there, really clear, like, oh, there's something here right now, by going every single day to the chart, kind of like a job, right? You got to treat trading more like a job. So what's a job? A job can be boring, right? When you go to work, do you love your job, or do you just like getting paid? Like, do you do your job because if you're if you're a mechanic and you love being a mechanic, then that's great. But do you have a job that you go to every day that you love doing, that you go, or are you just going to your job for the money, right? Me, when I worked, it was a mixture. I had some fun, but I was at my job for money, right? I was there to get paid, right? I was working 50, 60 hours a week to get paid, right? So good trading is boring, right? At the end of the day, you kind of want to treat it like a job at sometimes where, okay, I show up at the same time every day. That's where you could start with your trading plan is, okay, what pair, what time? Go into the market at the same time every day just to see what's there. Your goal isn't to get ahead of yourself or the market. The more times you do this, the more times, eventually over time, you'll see stuff. You'll catch on. It's about building that calluses of consistency, right? The idea, the mindset, you're going into the market. If I'm going into the market and I know what I'm trading, what time, I'm either buying or I'm selling today. What's my bias? Can I form a bias? Can the market show me what my bias is? Do I see buys or do I see sells? I'm either taking a buy right now or I'm taking a sell right now at this time. What do I see? Is there a setup? Is there an entry I can find? Is there a clear strategy? Is the market showing me a certain pattern? And just looking for things. But it's doing it every day. The more you do it, the more setups you'll see that are clearly. If you go to the market 2 times a week, you're broadening down your curve over time, right? Over the weeks of the month, 2 times a week, you're not giving yourself the ability to see more and use your own discretion and say, okay, this is a good setup versus this is a bad setup. I don't know about today. If you come on the live streams, you'll see there will be days where it's like, guys, there's really nothing today. No point in really taking a trade. I don't see much. That's normal. You have when you go to the chart every day, you have the ability to kind of say, okay, is this looking good? Is this looking bad? Because the market will show you that, right? Especially when you get good at reading price, reading the charts. We're still waiting for 27.50 on gold like this morning. So for anybody who's wondering, I might have just tuned in. I put the Discord link in the chat already, but it might have got lost in there. I'll put it again and I'll pin it real quick. Hold or break. Yeah, it's like hold or break, like with gold support. That's what I was saying. Like if there's a support in front of you, it's either gonna hold it in that moment and you got to take action, because a support with gold is either like this, right? If there's a buy formed here, right, you hold the low, or the one that most traders lose on is this, right? That's your support with gold, right? Or you have like an equal, or you have like more of an equal, which most traders look for is equal bottoms, right? So which one's it gonna be, you know? And sometimes this can be like an 80 pip move. Like sometimes that liquidity sweep can be an 80, 60 pip move on gold or more, depending on the time frame. So like when it comes down to support, if you were to flip this upside down, does it invert? Upside down would be this. It's like freezing out here. It's like minus 30. It hit like minus 30 out here. Like that's just too cold. It's insanely freezing. How's the weather where y'all at? It's freezing where I'm at. Screw this weather. I'm not made for this cold weather anymore. Hopefully in March, hopefully March crypto's up. I think it will be. I say hopefully, knowing it most likely will be. Been planning for that. We still got time. Like we're in, with weeks, the first week of inauguration. So I think going into February, things will look better. Even though with Bitcoin, like if you're an alt, that's why I say if you're like, it depends on what you're holding right now. The most of, like if you're holding if your portfolio is more Bitcoin, you're probably not too worried. Like you're not stressing out over prices and the dips, because altcoins, they're creating goodbye the dips right now. Altcoins are low, right? They've all pulled back significantly. So it depends on like what you're in meme coins, like what you're really holding right now, the most of, what your portfolio leans to the most, what it has the most of, or if it has even enough Bitcoin. Like if you have, it might not even be allocation, it could be quantity because of the value, right? Like I have a lot of Ethereum in my portfolio, but because of the value of Bitcoin, it outweighs it, right? I have a lot of Solana, I have a lot of altcoins I have a lot of coins that could flip my Bitcoin and go 5x, 10x, because they're all like, if that's what they could do, right? But my Bitcoin's number one right now because the value it holds of the asset, right? The price. So in terms of quantity with your portfolio, like if you have more Bitcoin in quantity than you're having in your altcoins, then you're not as stressed, right? If you have less Bitcoin, if Bitcoin's at the bottom of your portfolio and your more alts are stacked, then you're waiting for alt season, which could come in March or towards the end of the cycle. end of the year. Like alt season, that's what you need, right? And that when that comes, you'll be happy, right? But when that comes, you'll still have less Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will probably be more expensive at that point, right? And then, so your goal is to get your goal. If you're new into crypto, I talk to a lot. I live in a hotel. I don't. People get confused when I say that. I don't live on the whole. There's hotels and there's hotel residencies. All right. There's a difference. I don't live in the hotel. I live in a hotel. It's the Shangri-La. It's a 5-star hotel. It's actually really nice. Okay. They got all the amenities, restaurants. I talked to a lot of people here, and I moved in here 2 years ago. So yeah, people are like, "Why do you live in a hotel, bro? Why do you pay for a?" No, I don't pay a nightly fee at a hotel. I have just like you guys. I got a monthly rent. Live in a condo. Just in a hotel. All right, it's fire. Look up hotel residencies. If you ever if you asked me 8 years ago, did I think I'd be living in a hotel? No. Didn't think that. So, if you asked me 8 years ago, did I see myself living it? No. So the goals, set big goals for yourself. But I talk to a lot of people, and I tell them, like, a lot of people say, like, "Yo, should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy crypto?" And I'm like, yeah. Like, I moved in here 2 years ago, and I've been telling everyone I see to buy crypto. Everyone I meet a lot of people when you live in a hotel, right? So you have a lot of conversations, a lot of networking you can do. It's a good place to be, especially here. You're surrounded by a lot of rich people. It's a lot of networking, right? A lot of people that are into crypto, not into crypto. So a lot of conversation. Like, look at that, Bitcoin. It's finding buys in this area. But man, like, the same people I've been telling to buy Bitcoin at 30,000 are asking me if they should buy it now. The same people I've been telling to buy at 38, 40. Asking me if I should buy it now, and I'm like, man, I've been telling you to buy it. It's what is like now. I look at those same people and say, what is your goal in crypto? So if you're new to crypto and you're getting into crypto, well, like, what's your goal, right? Is your goal to have one Bitcoin? Is your goal to acquire and just because my goal in crypto is to hold for the next 10 years, just like it was 5 years ago, 8 years ago. Like, my goal is to just hold, right? Hold the asset, right, that everybody's going to want to be buying in the future, right? Hold the thing that everyone's going to be wanting to buy the most in the future, right? So that my goal is to hold. I have my goals, and I can hold. I can bear through things and hold, and I have strategies. You see how Coinbase lets you loan now? There's different strategies you can implement, which one day if I launch something, I'll probably teach that stuff. Not here on YouTube. There's different strategies you can implement, right, in the market too, by not having to sell your Bitcoin and just holding it forever, right? So something to research, look at. That's what a lot of the top guys do, whales do. I don't know a lot of whales that have ever sold their Bitcoin. They just sell their alts and hold their Bitcoin. So it's like, ask yourself, what is your goal? Like, because some people want to pay their rent. Then if some people want to pay their bills with holding crypto, and I'm like, okay, yeah, then you have to be on the market because you have to be taking more trades. Then you have to buy the crypto when it's lower, sell it when it moves, and wait. Again, you got to be on the market more, daily, weekly, because if you're gonna try to pay your monthly bills with holding your coins, you're not gonna want to hold them a long time, because what if it would be like if you buy a coin and it goes into profit and then it comes back. Well, you missed out on your profit. So anytime that happens, that's when you got to take profit. You just got to be buying. If you're trying to pay your bills monthly with crypto, you got to buy the coins low, buy them when they dip, when they pump into profit, sell them, and wait for the next opportunity that presents it, like that one, buy where you can buy lower or buy at the same price, right? Someone like me, I'm a holder. I'm more of a holder in the market. What I do is I don't really care so much about altcoins. Yeah, they can 10x. I care about stacking more Bitcoin. So I get rid of my alts, keep my Bitcoin. If I have a bag of, let's say I have a bag of Chainlink, right? I'm just throwing a random, it's not a random coin, but it's a well-known one. Let's just say I have a bag of this coin, and later on this year it hits $45. I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin. I'm just going to sell this coin. Hold my Bitcoin, the thing that will hold always that value. Clip this, USDT, USDC, right? Or rotate it into Bitcoin, so now I have more Bitcoin. Because that's that in crypto, like that's my goals. Everyone's different. And if you're starting out in crypto, right, price is what keeps most people out of Bitcoin. So you want to make a goal, like I want to get to 1 Bitcoin one day, or half a Bitcoin in my life in the next 3 years. My goal, I'm maybe just getting into crypto. My goal in the next 3 years, 4 years, is to acquire half a Bitcoin, something like that. That's a goal, right? Something you can work towards, right? You can set up a plan, a strategy. Maybe I'm going to buy $1,000 a month of Bitcoin to try to get to there for the next 3 years, for the next 4 years, something like that, right? That's when you're looking at goal setting. You're looking at the price. It's like, yeah, most of you guys probably can't just buy 1 Bitcoin right now, right? That's why most people don't buy Bitcoin. It's because they look at how expensive it is. When you buy a house, do you just buy it all at once in cash? Not everyone, right? Some of you guys on this stream might have purchased homes years ago, and you have a mortgage for that home that you pay monthly, so you can one day hold and acquire the asset, right? So you have to look at it. Depends on your perspective of things, right? Remember that this is coming from someone who has a lot of Bitcoin, right? So I'm trying to get my level of thinking maybe at some of your guys' levels, okay? Right? What would I do if I was starting over with the amount of knowledge I have now? With the amount of information and knowledge I have now, I would make a plan. I would make a goal, not be scared of price with knowing what I know, right? I would make a goal right now. If I had to start over at 0, I'd be like, I got to get to 1 Bitcoin and start from there. I gotta acquire 1 Bitcoin. I'd make a plan of accumulating and getting myself to there. And I wouldn't care about the price. I'd care more about this. When you think about a house, no average person really just buys a house, right? And full on cash, right? They set up a mortgage for 20, 30 years, and you got your interest rates, right? You got your property tax, you got your maintenance fees for the house. If the fridge breaks, if the dishwasher breaks, you got, the property, you got to cut the grass. If the shed, this, that, the backyard, renovations, paint the house, the floors break, right? The dog chews the couch. There's a cost of operating and owning a house, right? Everybody wants to own a house, right? Because obviously it'll have a value. It'll keep a value, whether it's now or one day, 10 years from now, right? So maybe that's some perspective for you. Whether it takes you 10 years, make a goal. Maybe your goal is to make a goal. Maybe your goal, like I would say, for me, 1 might seem like a lot. If you can get to these numbers, ETH, 5 to 10 ETH, 1 Bitcoin, half, right? Maybe a bag of XRP, some Chainlink, stuff like that. And then what else? Yeah, those are good. Like BTC ETH, right? If you're not someone who's going to be on the market every day looking at these alts, there's alts that can give you, like, look at how many alts I'm holding. A lot. I'm about to buy some bonk. Dang it. Maybe after I when I do another withdrawal or something. There's a lot of alts, but those don't hold value as much. They will run in seasons, and you'll experience more down damage on those than you will on BTC and ETH, right? If you can get to 1 Bitcoin, 5 Ethereum, 10 Ethereum, and hold those for life, you're pretty good, right? With these numbers. Even if you have like a point, even if you have a 0.1 Bitcoin, like you're above average. You have a 0.1, 0.2 Bitcoin. It might not seem like a lot, like that 0.1 is worth more than having, thousands of another coin. Now you might have other coins. You might not have Bitcoin and ETH fully. You might have other coins in your portfolio that equal to X amount of these. Like you might be holding Solana or Chainlink or ICP or Bitcoin, Ethereum, other cryptos that still have a value if you rotate them into these, right? That's what you think about. Like right now, if I were to look at what my portfolio is worth in Bitcoin, right? Or Ethereum, right? There's a place on your portfolio you could see like what is my portfolio overall worth in Bitcoin quantity, right? With these assets I'm holding. So maybe for some of you, you might be closer to 1 Bitcoin than you think if you have a bunch of alts that have a value of them. Maybe you're closer with your overall portfolio right now. When I say getting to 1 Bitcoin, it doesn't mean exactly with Bitcoin holdings that you have right now. You could consider what you already have in your other cryptos. Like, okay, I got other cryptos that have a value in Bitcoin. If I were to convert it, I'm trying to get closer to that 1 and hold that 1. When you have 1 Bitcoin, like I have a lot more than 1. When you have more than 1, you can do things with it. When you have more than 1, if you have 5 Bitcoin, you have 2 to 3 Bitcoin. If you have 1 Bitcoin, you can do things with it. You have purchasing power for the general market, right? Right now, if I wanted to take 1 Bitcoin, I could take 10% of one of my Bitcoin, and that's a 0.1, 10% of one of them. And that's a 0.1, that's over $10,000. And I could put it in any one of these coins I like. And I still have 90% of 1 Bitcoin. That's your goal. Your goal is to get to 1. So you could take a 0.1, right? From that 1. Find an altcoin. 2, 3x. Take that 0.1, 2, 3x it, back in Bitcoin. Rotate, repeat. Rotate, repeat. Or trading. This is why trading is a good tool. You could trade a 0.1. If you have 1 Bitcoin, you could trade a 0.1. At different times, I'll tell you, when I was trading and flipping accounts down here, when Bitcoin was in the 38s, when Bitcoin was down here, and a 0.1 was $3,000, and I made $3,000 in the week, I made 0.1 more Bitcoin. I didn't make $3,000, I made 0.1. Now it's harder to make 0.1 because the 0.1 is worth more in money. But when Bitcoin's down and you're trading and you have an account and Bitcoin, a 0.1 down here is 3-4 grand. So if I make 3-4 grand in the week, I just made another 0.1, right? If I have a 0.1 right now in Bitcoin, I could put it into an alt. That alt quickly goes up 20-30%. Boom, I just clipped 20-30% faster than I would on Bitcoin. That's how you you want to get to 1 Bitcoin because you have purchasing power. That's what most people don't understand about crypto. Most people are, I got to buy these alt. Most people, I've realized, like I've been around a lot of people in crypto for years, and I've realized most of these people are doing it wrong. Most people aren't buying the number 1 asset that I know. Most of the crypto people a lot of crypto people I know don't hold a lot of Bitcoin. I know a lot of rich people that have 0 Bitcoin. I know a lot of rich people that have 0 Bitcoin. You'd be surprised, right? And most people are doing it wrong because if you have 1 Bitcoin, it gives you purchasing power. At some point, you can take a 0.1 and be like, let me put this in this coin and get 2-3x. Now that 0.1 Could maybe be a 0.2, right? Bitcoin gives you purchasing power. That's what most people don't realize about it. It gives you purchasing power of these things that are worth cents to the dollar or dollars to the 100, right? That's a key lesson that maybe some of you guys will take down the road and some value there. If there's questions, type in the chat. Let's check out gold. Yeah, it's just chilling. Same, keep an eye on it tonight. Maybe London. Probably bounce. We got a bounce in London. Still waiting for 2650. It's like last night we were waiting for 2645 and it never hit, but 2650, 2645 area for gold. Most people are looking at the prices of things and they don't realize like Bitcoin will hold more value in percentage. Like you have even like I love Jasmine coin, but even that like coins like this that are in the pennies, they're cheaper, but I don't value them more than Bitcoin. I have the bunch of alts, like I have Jasmine. I love this coin. I want to see what it does this year. I'd like to see where it is in March. If it doesn't perform well February, March, then I'll be like, what's going on? Because last year, February, March, this thing ripped. So I want to see where Jasmine is. I'm holding Jasmine till March. Would like to see where this gets in March. But coins like this that are worth the pennies, you'll see more of your money stay with Bitcoin, right? And then at certain times you may be able to strategize like, okay, let me put a little bit, get a flip, pip and dip. What do you think about the Trump coin? If you were on yesterday, so I did 2 sessions yesterday, or no, sorry, 1 session yesterday, 1 today. This is our 2nd session today. We talked a lot about it last night. It wasn't. I made money on it. Like I flipped 30 Solana to 116 Solana on it. I made money on it. I'm not gonna invest as much as I did when it. I bought at $8. I literally got in at $8 when it came out, and I even tried to shill it to you guys. Like I didn't. I was like, I didn't know if it was real at first, and then once I figured out it was real, I sent this to the Discord. And I was like, I was just dropping it there, like take it for what you think type of thing. Right when I posted that, I ended up buying and wrote it up. I'm not going to invest into it like I did when I first saw it. I'm still holding, like I sold 90% of what I had. So I'm still holding some coins just to see, like it's like a novelty, it's like a NFT, it's a meme coin. And it has Trump's name on it. Since he's going to be president for the next 4 years, it could do some things, but it's a meme coin. That's what it is. Like if you're looking at it like I got to buy this more than Bitcoin, then you're valuing a meme coin more than an asset. Which, yeah, you can make money on it, but at the end of the day, you want to own other things more. Like I personally don't care about it. Like I would watch yesterday's sessions. I talked a lot about it. It does good for the meme ecosystem. Like I like that they have these meme coins now, because for the meme ecosystem, it's like, oh wow, now we got this Trump meme. It creates something with the meme ecosystem here. I'm not looking at this thing like it's the next Bitcoin, the next big coin. Like I have some coins, so if it goes, it goes. But I'm not treating it like my other, like my Bitcoin or my Ethereum, my Solana, XRP, Hbar, Chainlink, ICP. Most people are gonna buy this coin. Like that's what you gotta understand. There's already like 1 million holders almost. Why didn't those million people just buy Bitcoin? Because probably the price, right? So like more people are gonna buy this coin than Bitcoin at the end of the day. Like when I say more people, I mean like your average person, like if like your cousin, your friend at work, like it's a really retail coin. It wouldn't hurt maybe holding a couple coins. I have 100 if you want to know, but I had 650, so I went from 650 coins and I sold after the pump. Now I'm at like 100. Now I have 117 coins. So I have a bag. If it goes to 100, 200, whatever, but not too worried about, the Trump coin. I'd rather just focus on, let's just pretend Trump coin didn't come out. The same plan I had before, I'm sticking with that. I'm not letting Trump coin be like, oh my God, do I got to buy Trump coin? If you're into memes, it might be a good meme, like convert some of your memes to it, but I'm not gonna, I got, a little bag of it still. If it gets to Doge, like here, like it depends on your conviction of it, why you're buying it, what you believe in it, how convicted you are of it, right? The highest price I see it going is $276. If so, you would be betting on, and again, you'd be betting on if it were to get to the market cap of Doge, which is all possible, but there's an if factor there. There's an if or when. When or if. Does that take a year? Does that take a couple of years? Because Doge took a long time to get to that market cap, but obviously not as fast as Trump got to its market cap, right? So if you're looking at, is it a long-term play? Maybe if you were to do like something like this and maybe think like I could get to Doge's market cap. 7x from here on price. I think I gotta refresh this because this is from yesterday. Yeah, you can see Trump with market cap of Doge right now. So I mean, I'm not saying like that seems something like that could, like, it's a Trump coin. Doge is Doge. It's right here, number 23. Well, pushed back now, probably a bit. 25. So it's a top meme coin already. Like in its first week of launch. So like one day if he talks about it or they talk about it, good or bad, it could do something. But so far it was a successful launch. Does it catch up to Shiba even? Maybe it takes Shiba out and gets more up here where Shiba was, or is it gonna get as big as Doge? That would be questions you have to ask yourself and be willing to put on the risk for considering, like, right? That would make more sense if I were to look at like, yo, what could Trump coin do? As big, how big could it get? Well, the biggest meme coin is Doge right now, right? So can it get as big as Doge? I'm not gonna sit here and go, can it get as big as Bitcoin or Ethereum? Or you have to do your own research on that and have your own conviction and belief for that. Really, at the end of the day, obviously it's the president of the the free world here, right? So he's gonna be in the media for the next 4 years. So the coin has probably 3 years of maybe going up, it's potential to go up with the supply. If you look at how the supply comes out over time, there's only 20% supply right now, but 80% of it is not owned, is owned by, I think the wallet, the creators of it. So at some point, it can at the end of it, it could dump at the end of it. It's definitely an interesting thing. I look at it like a distraction. It's like Bitcoin's getting more expensive by the weeks, whereas Trump coin, most people are probably buying Trump coin right now rather than Bitcoin. The whales, the people who sniped Trump coin and made money and sold it, they converted that to Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin if they were smart. Or they sell their positions and rebuy back higher. But I said, like, if you're gonna buy this, you might be missing out on, Bitcoin getting more expensive. But obviously this has, maybe if it gets to Doge, gotta research maybe that if it can. But yeah, what time we got right now? Gold not doing too much, pulling down to the level we're waiting for. It's there right now, getting there. What time we got? 10:20. Let's It's coming to the zone, about to hit it finally. So I'd keep an eye on gold. I'll drop a chart in Discord for this after I get off in a bit. I'm gonna look for buys on gold around 27.50, 27.45 area. If you like pipping and dipping, you could, maybe the market gives you that opportunity, but looking to see if we can get a reaction out of 27.50, 27.45 on gold, potentially setting up soon. It's getting there. But yeah, that Trump coin mania, it's like a distraction, I think, too. Like it's good, bad. Who knows what his plan is with that? Maybe it's just a way of him trying to show that he's embracing crypto more. Like he launched his own meme coin. Because I don't think he's talked much about crypto since this week, but they launched a meme coin, so it's like like people are upset. They're like, Donald Trump didn't mention anything about Bitcoin on inauguration. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Why didn't he say anything? Well, one thing we got to realize is he's president of a country. There's more obligations they have, but also he launched a meme coin before that, so that's him talking about crypto in general, right? I don't know, a lot of speculation there, but could pump. It'll probably stay a top meme. It'll probably stay a top meme though. Like that just brought more eyes on crypto in general. Like what that did was it brought more eyes on the broader market just in general. After he launched the coin, after Trump launched his coin, how to buy crypto Google search hit an all-time high. So that's interesting when you look at that. What day is it? 22nd. Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, I hate when it does this. There's big days coming up too for ETFs. Hopefully ETFs, that's what the market's waiting for right now. ETFs, Solana, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this ETF news is coming out a couple days this weekend. What do you know? It's going to be the weekend, right? Yeah, Thursday, 23, 24, 25, yeah, on the end of the week. So interesting timing there. And then we have more in March, later on in the year, summer. Interesting deadlines. Summertime, August, that's usually a bearish month. I wonder if these get approved. There's some deadlines here for some ETFs coming up this in 3 days. Well, like, you know, like three after tomorrow, and it'll be like 2 days. So that's where a lot of speculation is right now in the market overall. The ETFs deadlines this week coming up. To me, it's exciting times. With that being said, gold's coming to the zone, so like I'm gonna, you know, start scaling in on gold, small entries, and try to form a bigger position in case it does go down. But it's at that 27.50 finally. About time. Maybe we get a good reaction here. Maybe a pip and dip. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but let's go to that other chart I had marked. We'll see if it holds this area at 27.50. You might be able to, price could go low. So in a case like this, like it could hit 49, 48, like I said, like 2750, 2745 area isn't bad for gold. Yeah, Bitcoin had a big bounce. Bitcoin just had a big bounce. Yeah, like I'd be, 2750 if it's even like 49, 48, like in there. But I think overall, like I said, even yesterday, we were talking about 2745. Yeah, I got in gold. Bitcoin with a bounce there off that quarter. That's the red line I have on the chart. I bought this, like I was buying here, didn't work, so I took the L. Watch it come back to that entry too. Watch it come right back. Yeah, see the lines I have, the red line I was talking about. Remember what I was saying? If you've been on since the beginning, I mean, this was a little bit ago. I was talking about it maybe like 40 minutes ago or so. So some of you guys might remember if you've been here since then. Remember the red line? We were talking about quarters. And it hit 102. So those quarters are key. I like the quarters work really well. It can be reliable, but Bitcoin, gold, let's see what gold does here in the next 30 minutes or so. Maybe we get a bounce. 2750. It's the same setup basically this morning we were looking at. There's 10 pips, no, like 7 pips. Yeah, nice bounce on Bitcoin there. When you look at where Bitcoin is on the 4-hour, it's, like I said this morning, if 100K can hold, I think there could be some support coming in. We got 100K there. 102. Those lower hundreds. What are you guys saying in the chat here? Yeah, see, I can see it right here. A view is a good thing. It gives you energy. Like I'm always about a view. I had a condo in Miami, fire view, waterfront. But yeah, you need a good view. View's everything. Solana hit 500 by summer, maybe even March. Maybe even March, depending on these ETF news, right? Yeah, when you look at Bitcoin, it's in some of that demand. If you got value on this session, guys, smash the like button on the stream. It's too cold out here. Do you think it's still worth to buy Hbar now? It is giving you a pullback. If you I think Hbar will catch up to XRP because XRP's been around way longer. Hbar's not as old, right? Like that's one thing about a lot of cryptos too is Bitcoin and Ethereum have stood a lot of test of time. Some of these cryptos still have to develop like their first bull runs, like the accumulation stages, like Bitcoin's done what it's done, and Ethereum, and then like Solana after that, XRP, some of those major coins. But a lot of those coins have been around since 2012, 2013, 2014, 2017, right? Whereas like something like Hbar, I'm very leaning towards it because like it is newer, and when you compare it to XRP, so like XRP's start date was June 2012, whereas Hbar 2019. So there's a big difference in years there. But when you look at the two compared next to each other, it is a great coin, Hbar. Both are great. Like both are great. Fall into the same category. My last buy was at like between 11 and 16 cents on Hbar, but I was really getting in at 4. We have a lot of Hbar. 4 cents is where I sniped Hbar. I want to see where it is in March. and they've been doing a lot. I guess this isn't new news. Like people are, headlines for 2025, but this came out some time ago. They're working with really big names too, more than just this. Like they're working with really big names, Nvidia, Intel. Who knows if it's gonna catch up to XRP's price one day. Nvidia and Intel, the hardware solutions, combine Hedera's conscious mechanism here. And SpaceX. I don't know if you guys saw the SpaceX news. Hbar, they made history on January 14th. They're powering some SpaceX satellites. So Hbar, I'm in gold at 50. If it goes a bit lower, I'll scale in some entries. Looking to see if we can get, that's the zone, 2750, 2745 area. Some reactions here. But yeah, it's a good coin overall. XRP was really, it spent a lot of time and then rips to $3. Hbar hasn't been around as long, so like when you look at investing, it's like when you buy something, this started here, ran up, hit its all-time high. It's kind of like looking like Solana back in when Solana first started running, like down here. See this on Solana when it accumulated, came back to where it was first, and it accumulated here, runs up to the all-time high. That's how Hbar looks right now. Doing good, doing good. Trump might be president for more than 4 years if he changes the term rules like Russia. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's up to you. Like whatever you think for the coin, like $1,000. Like I still rather own Bitcoin at the end of the day, but he'll be in. I have some coins, so I'm not worried. I sniped it at $8. $1,000 a coin. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I mean, market cap depends on market cap it reaches, how big it gets. If they push it, it was the fastest coin to reach like what it did. Like it was the biggest launch in a coin, I think, with how fast it hit the market cap it did when it was market cap in the price, right? When it was at the farthest price, like $70, $80, the market cap it had there. With 80% of the tokens being like owned by one entity, it could get dumped anytime, really. So it'd be a quick coin that you could lose value on when it pumps too. Like you see it pumped and it lost 64% in value. It's a coin that can do that. But it's set up for long, like the tokenomics behind it's set up for long term. Three years. It's basically set up for like a 2-3 year pump, really. If you go look at the tokenomics. Oh, I got a little bit of coins left over that I'm holding still, because I'm not saying I don't believe in it. It's just a meme coin to me. But coins that have no like value, like no meaning to them, like Hedera's, helping with SpaceX satellites, Nvidia's technology. You have coins like Dogecoin, Shiba. I put $10,000 into Shiba last bull run, and in 2 weeks it turned into 290K. But I could only sell like 110K worth. So I think we ended up getting down to like 150, yeah, like 190. It let us sell or something. There's coins that, yeah, I threw like last bull run. We threw 10K in Shiba when it came out, and we were late. We were 2 weeks late, 2 weeks late to it as well, and then 2 weeks later, 10K turns into like 200K with Shiba back in the day. I don't think a chance like that Shiba can happen again. I mean, well, yeah, like those types of plays in Shiba, I don't know, for me are done. I wouldn't look at doing that again on Shiba. It'd have to be a coin like Trump coin comes out, boom. I'd throw a quick 30 Solana, 20 Solana into it. Oh well, see what happens. That's what I did with Shiba 4 years ago. When Shiba came out, it was like, what? I heard about it 2 weeks later. 2 weeks. Trump coin, you had hours to buy in that time. Maybe it's like a Shiba 2 weeks, like 2 weeks after. Like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, a lot of people are saying $1,000 a coin. For that, you would need like a market cap of what? XRP close to, I think. Like, so if you're really putting that in perspective right now, if you want Trump coin at 1,000, you're betting on, I think that'd be close to XRP market cap, no? Maybe I'm off. Yeah, I'm probably off a bit. Why is it not? Why is it not? Like, if you're saying that, I saw someone in the chat, you need XRP's market cap for that. Again, more realistic is Doge. To me, what would be maybe more like Shiba again. Going back to Shiba's market cap, like Doge, like that's more realistic to me. They did do it ETFs with it. Where's gold at? Yeah, it's at the zone, testing it. I'd like to see if in the next couple hours we could get a switch out of here. That's the chart. Same chart. All right. I'm in gold. Where we at? Yeah. Solana hit. I agree with Solana. That's realistic. ETF news coming out this week. So that's what I think about Trump coin, BTC, Grave Scalps. I've identified that GG moves nice for Sydney Tokyo session. Yes, because you have that JPY in it. I used to always like, that was my favorite pair in the beginning, was GBP Japan. I don't know when to enter. Well, you got to trust price and get used to seeing it. Like, price got to react 30 pips real quickly off these whole numbers. I explained a lot. Like, how do you know the entry? Like, people ask that a lot. Like, how do you know? Like, what are you waiting for? And it's like, I'm a naked trader, guys. I trade naked. You got to study naked price action, right? Like, that's why we use whole numbers, right? We use whole numbers. Like, there's no like 1, 2, 3, oh, it's enter. It's like, you got to gauge it out and practice. I have 10 years of practicing this stuff, right? Of watching price, hit the whole numbers, watching the candles, maybe flipping between the time frames. Maybe it could be it's honestly not always the same situation every time. But if there's a bias there, you form a bias, you take the setup that you see in the zone. Like, what do you might see a support here. I see the same thing. I see volume here. I like 2750. I want to see if the market can hold above 2750. If not, I'm wrong, and I'll take on being wrong. And then tomorrow, maybe next day, look for another setup. That's trading, right? I don't have a step 1, 2, 3. Like, I'm looking for A, B, C, D to line up an indicator. Like, I could throw in an indicator right now and the market's oversold. Like, I know it's oversold right now. It's oversold. I know that. I don't need the indicator to tell me that. I know it's oversold. Probably a little oversold on the 1 hour. I know that. Right? I know it's oversold on some of these time frames. I don't need an indicator strategy here to be like, okay, the indicator's oversold. I gotta buy. I'm a naked trader. I trade naked charts, right? Fair value gaps, volume points, institutional candlesticks, order blocks, whole numbers, price action, right? Price action. Most traders that get into trading, that most people who struggle with trading are like very practical, like 1, 2, 3 line up, this line up. We look at price. We buy the dips, we sell the highs, we trade into the lows. Like, we're price action traders. There's no how do you know? I don't always know. I trade what's in front of me. I trade what I see. I don't always know no one knows what the market's going to do next week. No one knows what the market's going to do tomorrow. No. You go on Wall Street and you meet a Wall Street trader. They can't forecast the market 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks. What's in front of you? Is there a setup? Do you see something? Is there support? Can you identify somewhere where the market could react, right? It could be waiting for candles to close. I could say right now, I'm going to wait for a bullish 30-minute to close, right? But I'm starting to scale in. I could wait for a 1 hour close. It's not always the same confirmation. It's maybe what the market looks like. Like, I could wait for a bullish 1 hour to close if I wanted to buy this more confidently. If I'm like, maybe it's too early. I trust price. So that's why I mentioned at the beginning, right? Like, that's why you got to plug in the streams, because I trade how I trade. I don't have to do these streams. I could just lock in a New York session and just $10,000 days, like usual, more aggressively when I'm not streaming. $5,000, $10,000 days, right? I do these because I like to do this. I like to teach. I love teaching, right? It's like part of my blood. Motivates me. Gives me something to do, right, too. Keeping more eye on the charts as well. Keeps me busy. Right, like, how I trade is how I trade. I teach how I trade. I teach how I trade. It's helped out thousands of people how I trade, teaching little things. Like, you might not be able to trade 100% like me. Your goal is not to look at a trader and be like, I have to trade, I got to duplicate him. You might not be able to do that. Your goal is to take things that you know and maybe learn how I can take little things that you can better your own trading too. But if you tune into more streams, you'll learn over time. You'll learn because you'll see the price reactions. Like I said with whole numbers. Remember I said before, I trust whole numbers. I trust price. People always ask me, like, how do you take an entry? Well, I trust price. Whole numbers. I like to use the whole numbers, psychological numbers. I trust them. Remember, like I said probably an hour ago now, whole numbers, they're levels that traders often pay attention to in the market because they act like key levels of support and resistance, right? So I like to watch those. I like to spot those. Big players react to them, and they influence a lot of behavior. And remember I said time on the charts. The more time you spend on the charts and you see these reactions, you see price react. If you're only going to the charts once a week, you're not really going to see much. If you're spending an hour a week, 2 hours a week, like, it's a hobby. If you're spending more time on TikTok, more time on Netflix, more time on video games, then it's a hobby to you, right? You're not watching price like you watch TV shows or you watch entertainment. This could be a version of entertainment because it can make you money. But it's trusting price a lot, like trusting the whole numbers. Like, you can wait for candlesticks to close. I call them rejection candlesticks and closure. I don't always do that. Like this morning we didn't do it. This morning I was like, guys, I'm entering gold, because I saw the way price kind of just reacted and I was bullish. I'm like, I go into a time, I create a bias. Am I bullish or am I bearish? If I can't see a reason to be bullish or bearish, then there's no point of putting on the risk for that time. Different psychology. There's a different psychology between people who make money trading. We think different. We don't think like most traders. Like, most people who make money trading, most of the guys that I know that make really good money and have been making they make money on the charts. They're not making 10% a month for the whole year, trying to make 100% in the year. They make money. That's it. Most of the guys that I know that make money have a completely different psychology towards the charts and money. They have a different thinking of money, right? Versus most of the traders I know that struggle with trading for years endlessly. I remember I've been a coach for years. I've coached people. I've taught. I've mentored thousands of people. And the difference I've noticed between those who continuously struggle with trading is their mindset towards money and psychology of the market. The ones who kind of just stay in an endless loop, they trade for a couple of years and they trade for 3, 4, 5 years. It's their psychology and how much time they put on the charts actually. How much do you value money? Like if you're afraid to risk $20, then the value, like for me, $20 is nothing. I wipe my behind with $20. To me, $500 is nothing, right? So I might have a different approach to money because $500, $1,000, that's nothing to me, right? You have to find that number in your beginning. What is nothing to you? What is it? $20 is nothing to you? Is it $50 is nothing to you? Right? $100, and operate with some risk like that. It's really nothing to me. I don't care if I lose it. Who cares? I can make it back. Whether it's $500, $1,000, $100, $50. But it has to be meaningful enough that it's meaningful enough that it's not too small. Right? It has to be an amount that you're going to risk that is meaningful enough. Again, this is not financial advice. Take what you need from this. Discard the rest. It's just for education, blueprints, things you can, again, take away from. Discard the rest. You want to find an amount that you're going to put on per trade, whether that's 1 trade a day, 1 trade a week, 2 trades a week, a couple a week, or 1 a day, that has some meaningfulness to it. Why do I say that? Because most of you guys are looking to catch 500 pips per trade, 300 pips per trade, because you're looking at how much money it will make. But what you don't realize is the same 50 pip move, 20 pip move, 50 pip move can make you the same amount of money, right? Like the same 30 pip trade, 50 pip move, minimal move the market makes can make you $100 just like it makes you $1,000. You can make any amount of money from any move in the market. It's not just about catching the biggest moves like 200, 300, 400, 500 pip trades. The same move that makes you $100 can make you $1,000. Same move that makes you $1,000 can make you $5,000 or more. So it's not about chasing profits. It's about adapting to what's like in front of you, understanding market conditions, following a plan with discipline. Master that mindset and results will just follow for you. It's not about going, I need to catch 200 pips because I'm risking $20 and I need to make 60. It's about catching the move, right? Making money that's in front of you. So if your risk isn't as meaningful enough, like if it's too small, you're going to be trying to catch the biggest moves and you're going to be looking at, I need to catch 200 pips every trade. So my risk to reward is 3-to-1 because how much money I'm risking. Because you're only risking $5 on a trade, $10 on a trade, right? That's why you might be like, I need to catch a 5-to-1 risk to reward because if I'm risking $20, 5-to-1, I make $100 only risking $20. But it's easier to catch a 1-to-2 than it is a 1-to-5, right? Or quick pip and dip than it is. It's easier to make money, to be in profit and get out of profit than it is to catch a 5-to-1. So the goal is money. Your goal is to make profit. It's not a matter of how many pips you catch. Yeah, I'm in gold. Like I said, I've said it like probably 20 times by now, guys. I'm 27.50, between 27.50, 27.45. I'm going to look to try to scale in entries here on gold and see if it gets a bounce back, maybe scalp it. If this area doesn't hold tonight, I'll reevaluate price in the morning and see where things are at in the morning for the New York session. If this doesn't hold for the night, we'll see where things are at in New York, right? We'll be on New York session tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I usually start the sessions like a little bit. Buyers took a little break there, but it looks like they're kind of refusing to give up here. We've had 3 days of bullish momentum on gold. We've reached like a 3-month high. But it looks like buyers haven't given up yet, because the dollar, if you notice, the dollar was really strong today, but gold didn't have as much weakness. If you noticed in New York session, we're getting some weakness on gold. Dollar was strong today. Thought it would hold. That would have been, if that held, that would have been sick. Notice we had a strong dollar today, but we still were able to catch some buys on gold. It's because the buyers aren't giving up yet. There's still a lot of demand on it. So if this setup doesn't stick tonight, guys, I'll look for a new setup in the morning or Friday. It's been a good week so far. Last week was good, the week before. Every week's been good this week, so remember what's at your control is how many trades you take and keeping your profit too. Like, there'll be days where, we just do training, some analysis, and not always trade or look for setups too, because there's days where when you go to the market, and I explained it in this video, there's days where it's like sometimes the best trade is no trade. Remember that. Sometimes the best trade is going to be no trade. So there's days where it is good to just sit on your hands too, not always be in the market. And if you come on my streams often, you'll see days where I'm like that. Maybe we get a bounce. Yeah, like the price is showing some sell weakness late, like obviously today. But it looks like buyers still haven't given up though for gold. Like, it looks like buyers might still be trying to attempt one more move, if anything. That's what I'm in. I'm in gold buys, so I'm gonna wrap this session up in like 10 minutes. Here, guys. Yeah, minus 30. The value of something, eh? You remember that? I haven't done that training in a while. I have a lot of trainings I haven't done in a while. Most people just copy my trainings. I see it all the time. Yeah, like if you're in the Discord, don't be like copying my charts, sending them to groups, and don't be like I could see some people literally they have their own, those Instagram channels. Like it's like it's cool and all, like, but think of your own stuff. Like, the Instagram channels that Trade Talk. There's like 4 people that follow me that are literally copying everything I write in Discord and putting in their channels. I'm like, bro, like, as if I didn't take 30 minutes of my own time to write this and think with my brain. And now you're just copying and pasting what I wrote. Like, noobs. Not everyone's official. That's why you gotta watch out for people. Some people are just copy and paste cats out here. Most of these trader guys you see online that have funded accounts, they're just copy and paste gurus. Someone like me who spends 8 hours a day writing things out, like literally writing documents out, writing updates, taking 20, 30 minutes to brainstorm, edit things, make it good. Sometimes more or less. There's a lot of people out there that are just copy and paste cats. They copy a guy like me and make it look like it's their own stuff. And I'm like, man, like, I'm spending my time researching this information, like going on Twitter, watching videos, like doing the research before I write this stuff, right? These charts. So those people eventually get kicked out the Discord. So watch out. I know, like, watch out if you're just copying my stuff. Or eventually it'll just be a private group for people. that I see it all. I see everything. I'm a quiet guy, but I see everything. Yeah, so it's like new. You gotta watch out. The reason I say this because like you'll see these days. It'll be people. It's so easy to get funded. I could get funded right now, and make a funded account, pass it in a week, and look, I'm a six-figure trader. Most of those people you see on funded accounts, I know this because I've taught a lot of these people how to trade. They're on their 10th funded account. They're on their 20th funded account, still trying to make money trading, right? A funded account, it's great and all, but it's no much different than a demo unless you're someone who's really skilled in the market, unless you're taking out the profit. Most of these people are showing profitable days on a funded account challenge, not even the account that's passed. So that's what the industry's so backwards. The industry, you got people like flexing funded challenges, not even the funded profits. Like it's not like they passed the challenge, they're still on the challenge flexing profits. Like, you're really doing it wrong for yourself. It's like fake it till you make it goes extreme, but you're not doing yourself a favor. It's like you're solidifying yourself for something you're not. The universe doesn't really give people good results like that. So I don't hate on fundeds, to each their own. Like, but you gotta watch out for like people out there. Most people these days are. It's an industry where 1 out of 10 people is successful. Maybe 2 out of 10, right, is successful. So like if you see someone who just started trading and they're 1 year into trading and they're a six-figure trader, it's like they got a lot to learn. I wouldn't call yourself a six-figure trader until you have like over $300,000 withdrawn from a broker, or close to $500,000, a couple $100,000 withdrawn from a broker. Then you're a six-figure trader. You're not really six figures unless you've actually withdrawn 6 figures from a broker. So I wouldn't call that's a problem a lot of people have in this industry of trading, is they're known as something they're not. I've seen it all. In 10 years, you see everything. So you're not really a six-figure trader unless you've done like withdrawals. Like I could show you. I'll show you one of my biggest withdrawals, for instance. On this account, I'll go for flips. So for instance, this account is a real account. It was when I was trading on FX Choice, but can't use them anymore. I don't know, they stopped where I'm located. I'll use that. That was my favorite broker. I used them for years. Used them for like 5 years. Deposit 20,000. So there's six-figure traders, and then there's six-figure traders withdrawing. I know guys making 6 figures on a trade. I know guys making 6 figures in a month. So there's people who have like funded challenge accounts who, I got 6 figures in an account now because I passed a funded account, but they haven't made money from the market. They maybe made $500. If anything, they're still trying to make money, right? If you can pull up accounts like this, then I salute you. If you can pull up an account like that shows, or even the same concept but with different numbers. If you put $100 in an account and you withdrew $500, if you put $200 in an account and you withdrew $500, you put $1,000 in an account, you withdraw $1,500. You put $1,000 in an account, you withdraw $2K. You put $5K in an account, you withdraw $10K. It's great, right? This is a big flip. I got up to 168, and then I got a little aggressive. Could have withdraw. And this was when Bitcoin. When was this? This was 2022. This was a bit ago. I'm still holding all this in crypto. So you can imagine. This is like 5x'd. Thank you, XRP. Thank you, XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, to be honest. Thanks, those three. Not even Ethereum. Like Ethereum, wake up. Thank you. Bitcoin, Solana, XRP. But like if you like obviously I have experience doing this. This is in 2022. Tomorrow I'll show a couple more of these that are more recent, but this is from 2022. So I've been flipping accounts since 2020, 2019, right? But your six figures, like you could say I'm a six-figure trader if you have a six-figure withdrawal, right? Verified my FX book. This was on, I don't have this account anymore because it was years ago. Like if I emailed them, I could ask them to log in and probably the statements for it. But that account's done. Had some bad trades. Worst trade was terrible. I had a bad, that was when I was at 168 and I messed up. And I was like, okay, I'm withdrawing. I had a bad day from 168. Got aggressive. So when you're flipping, it's like you just, even if you flip a small amount, you flip $100 to $200, now you have $200. It's not I made $100, it's now I have 200. It's a different mindset. I know it's $100 profit, but if I start the week with $5,000 and now I'm at 13,000, yeah, I made what I made profit wise. Now I have 13 G's, right? There's more purchasing power now that I have. And that's how I look at it. Like if I take 500 to 1,000, don't look at, oh, I only made $500. I could have made more. No, now I have $1,000. Like if you take $100 to 150, don't be like, oh, I only made $50. No, you just increased your capital. Now you have 150, right? This is a flip I was proud of because I was able to duplicate it with the withdraw. I withdrew and I was able to multiply that in crypto. And obviously that was a big withdrawal for the time being and the coins I put it in. I'd have to go to my ledger and see everything. But yeah, there you got gold, maybe reacting a little bit there. Finally hit 2750. So you asked me like what? Like that's why I just trust price. You know, it's not the hardest really. It's just gonna take time. Like obviously you see some 5-minute small candles there. Rejection candle, little 5-minute guys that maybe, okay, I'm gonna enter. Boom. 15-minute close there. There you go, 2750. We're in profit. I mean, if you want to pip and dip, that's pip and dip. So again, pip and dip, that's pip and dip right when you go in profit. I waited tonight, I didn't get off. You need $50 to buy a funded account. Maybe when we hit 5,000 subscribers or 10,000, maybe I'll do a giveaway. I'll do a 1 Solana giveaway. I'll give away 1 Solana one day when I'm feeling good, and maybe you win. Maybe next YouTube video I drop, we'll do a one Solana giveaway. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. It's 1 Solana. I might be giving away that's like a future $1,000 maybe. It's not 1 Solana. It's future. It's what it is in the future. It's like giveaway crypto. It's like it's future value you're giving away. Yeah. I'm gonna put on some music. Go to the bathroom real quick because I just drank like 3 water bottles during the stream, and yeah, you know, I've been on for like 3 hours. I'll leave the music so you guys aren't bored. Why my light break? This light. This light. Oh, what's up with this
Using the right weight
like Led Zeppelin?
The body pod lets you
Is that at the end? That was like a Chinese Led Zeppelin. Yeah. Calm night. Yeah, yo, like, if one of you, like, maybe one of you one day can be my protege. And maybe one of you one day, 6 months, 8 months, one of you guys be my protege in the Discord. I'll be fine. I'll be looking for that trader. Who is it? Who is it? Who's the chosen one? I'm Yoda. One of you guys will be like Anakin or Obi-Wan. I'll be Yoda. I know some of you guys might be older than me. I'll be back, alright? 1 minute. This is a good song. This is a good song. One day, watch. One day, eat cabs. Let's say 8 months, a year from it. End of the year, end of the bull run. We'll create biggest trading community of value. I don't think you guys know how much I know about the markets yet. I started ICT like before you guys even knew what ICT was, right? I took his course in 2017. Now it's all free. I paid for ICT in 2017. I paid $300 a month, I think, to get the whole year. You had to pay for every month, and then you would unlock a month. Now it's all free. Okay, I remember it came free, and I was like, damn. You want to learn a real funded? Like I've never took that journey, so I know some people who are successful in that road, but the people that I know that are successful in the funded journey, they went through their own kind of progress first before that. They didn't start funded. Like the guys and girls that I know that are good now on funded, they've been through their own ups and downs and their own progress and their own journeys with their own self trading. They didn't just go like, I gotta get right to funded. I gotta be funded. Like that was obviously starting out their goal. Like, you know, you start trading and you're like, okay, I want to get to a funded account. But a lot of the people I know that are successful in that route, right? They started trading their first month with a real account, maybe with something at their needs, by their means, maybe $1,000, a couple thousand, or $100, whatever it may be, to experience the market, right, for themselves, know how to calculate pips, know how to even make some mistakes, right, at first. You go right to a funded, it's a bit more stricter, I would say, because now you're dealing with more capital, there's more rules. We're in profit on gold, 20 pips. I hope it rips up tonight. I don't like to use that word, but for good hope. Oh, we go. Oh yeah, no, Lana Del Rey. Here we go. Wow. Yeah, gold's moving. Hey, 50 bucks, eh? Man, you don't come on here, you know. We all got bills to pay, alright? Make a plan. You need 50 bucks, make a plan. How can you get 50 bucks? The money's out there. Right? You gotta save up 50 bucks. If gold goes to 2663, I'll think about it. All right? There's a 90% chance of gold. All right? If gold goes up tonight to you know, back to the highs, if it comes back to the highs, and I'm still holding the trade, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. If it goes back to them highs, if it makes that move up tonight, 2 hour, 1 hour we need to hold strong, then turn into a 2 hour flipping up. Maybe a 4 hour flip. We got a wick here. Maybe a 4 hour can flip, correcting down for a bit. If gold goes up tonight, I'll think about it. Right? But pretty much, like, if you got entry at 26.50, you're in profit right now, 25 pips or $2.50 move. I wish it was summertime. Might feel like summertime in March with crypto bags going up. Anyone catch gold? Hope you guys caught it. There, you could have made 50 bucks right there. 0.2. 0.2. 50 bucks. 0.25. If you caught that, again, I said 26.50. We were waiting for entry. Even this morning we were. Let me know if you caught it. Type in the chat, type in the chat, type in the chat. If you caught it, drop it in Discord too. Because I mentioned I was going live tonight. Some people still sleeping. Drop it in Discord. I want to see. I like to see. It motivates me, to be honest, guys. It gives me when I see those charts. When I see you guys post those, it motivates me a lot. Fires me the fudge up. Fires me the fudge up. To be honest, get fired up. If you caught it, drop it in Discord. I want to see. I just caught it. Still, I'm gonna hold. I gotta get buddy his 50 bucks, you know? Gotta get it to the highs so I can get buddy his 50 bucks. Where'd that coin go? I just dropped a coin. It was a gold coin. Where did I put it? That thing's just... Just falling in the chair. Drop it in the chat. Oh, a better screenshot, better move now. Now you gotta, yeah, I wanna see this. Nice, nice, nice 30 pip pitch. I'm gonna hold, but you know, every trade I take, like, is like this. It could be pip and dip, scalp into a swing, manage it, like, try to see if it sticks. If it sticks longer, if it sticks on the 4 hour, the 2 hour, the 1 hour goes up, if the candles keep going up. Obviously, like, it could try to test the zone on the 4 hour still with the way the candle looks on the 4 hour here. 4 hour created a little bottom wick there. It would have been nice if it went deeper and came up. Trend line liquidity up here too. Suggesting like we could run, or we could accumulate more and run. Like if that trend line holds, if everything holds, like the market could still work this area even if it pulls back. It'd be nice to see if this sticks. What time is it? 11:18. I'm still gonna hold. I'm gonna hold it out for the night. See if maybe London bullish. This sticks because Wednesday going into Thursday. Usually after Wednesday. Usually Thursday going into Friday between like more. Not when I say Thursday, I don't mean like Thursday now. Like we're about to hit Thursday. It's Thursday now for the market. I mean like after Thursday's trading. Thursday New York or Friday New York or Thursday night. So tomorrow night, if gold, it might, tomorrow night going into Friday, it's usually like more sells. Tomorrow going into Friday. Which one on the 4 hour? Which time frame would you consider that? Which candle? Maybe on the 15. The 15 has a nice engulfing. And it just took out. So on the 15 has a nice engulfing. I could retrace back to, like, it could still try to work here. Which time frame? 15? This big candle? Hour? Got these wicks here. Showing it's trying to hold. Like, yeah, there's some bearishness, we're high up, but buyers aren't it doesn't look like buyers are giving up yet for the market. $27.50 hold. We held. I mean, overall, that's been the plan for pretty much the day since morning, seeing if this level can hold. Four hours technically corrected. Like, when you look at different, like when you look at Oanda here, it looks more like a 4 hour correction. When you look at Oanda, it looks more corrective here. Like, okay, if we close bullish enough, we could push up. Like when you look at the Oanda's price action here, if we hold enough this area, and when you go here to forex.com, you know, we're trading into previous support that could still hold. And there's more of on this one, you got more of that downward kind of angle, that trend line down, you know, where you might get like a breakout. showing like up, more like it has an exhaust. It doesn't look like it had some exhaustion here, but it looks like could push break, right? If everything from below sticks, if the 4 hour can give a strong enough close. 2 hour, we want the 2 hour right now. When's the 4 hour close? 1 hour 38. This one 2 hour 38 here. Could see the candle to the right here pushes up. Maybe similar candle. When you're looking at when I look at Owanda, this looks more corrective. Like we could push up, hold 2650, right? Fight, fight, fight. Yeah, as like Trump says. That was a crazy picture, like the picture they took of him like holding his arm up. Yeah, 2750. I'm gonna hold and try to see if we can get a bigger move if the structure maintains. Try to hold the buys. I don't know how much longer we'll be on stream for, but we're in profit, 30 pips, $3 at the moment, a little bit over $3. Obviously, can be break even at this point, but understanding what break even could mean in a situation like this, it could still try to work the area even if it comes back to that zone like 2750, 2745. It could try to create a bigger wick down, still come back at price. So monitoring it. If you're going to bed, break even break even it if you're going to bed, or if you're taking partials. London starts soon, so more volume will kick in about an hour. Pre-London, a bit over an hour actually. Pre-London market. Looking at the 1 hour, we want this to close bullish, engulf the last candle. See that last candle? If this 1 hour can engulf above this red one, that's good price action. If it can close above that red one to the left, that would then suggest the next 1 hour goes up. If we get a good 1 hour close above that red one. 2 hour, if we get a 2 hour closing, because that's a bit higher, more solidified, a 2 hour bullish would be way better to see. It's still trying to find some demand here before London open, pre-London. But buyers look like they haven't given up yet. I'll hold it out. I'll probably play a couple games of COD, make some food. See what happens maybe in a couple hours, where we are kind of pre-London hours. Like pre-London is 12 a.m. Right now it's 11:30 about. So pre-London starts in like 1 hour, 90 minutes. Pip and dip. People always ask me what pip and dip is. It's kind of like a mindset. Like when you have a trade, like let's say you have a trade like this that you're obviously having a big target, but you get in and it goes into profit. You just pip and dip it, walk away. See if it gives you another entry. Maybe you can scalp into the swing into the same scalp into the swing. Scalping into a swing would be like, okay, it hit 2750, it reacted, I close, quick profit. I wait for it to come back to the entry or close to it, and I take the same entry again. I use the profit that I risked or the profit that I made for the risk, and you kind of scalp into a swing. Gold can do that. If you're on this morning session, it did that. But yeah, overall, I think everyone was sleeping tonight. Let's see, let me check my phone. Okay, let me see, 750 on point. Finance, that'd be, oh yeah, you guys got, oh yeah, right on there. Right on there. Oh, nice. It's moved up a bit more too. Yeah, I got my my lowest end. I got 2750.37. I'm in there. I'm in there. I would love to see if it could go to like 2760, you know, close, even close to that, 2760, like 2759, 2758, you know, like close to it. This is what we were planning this morning too. And it'd be nice if this thing rips up for us. Already in profit, solid entry. Someone asked me, remember you asked me in the chat, and someone asked in the chat, like, how do you know when to enter? And it's just like, a lot of it can be natural instinct too. When you're on the charts as long as I've been, 10 years, some of it's not so teachable. So that's why I say it's going to take showing up every day and being in certain situations and seeing to build some confidence as well. Like, not even showing up every day, but just showing up consistently, like watching replays even. But it's different when you're here live, to be honest. See the market live, right? Could try, like, are we breaking? Is there a high? I want to break this high. We need that high to break. What's that? Be nice if that high could clear. There's a fair value gap in here, and again, that suggests kind of what I was saying. It could try to work the area. Hold the line. Maybe we get a nice, I call them sticks when they stick. Maybe this one sticks. Nice for us. If this trade plays out tonight, that would be like a good way to wrap the week up, honestly. If we get this sticking up, runs, that would be a good way to wrap the week up. And not be too aggressive tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, decent reaction. It reacted off the price we wanted, so that shows us like the volume came in exactly at that price. Psychological DXY. I don't know. I don't really look at DXY, so like I do, but I don't really. I mean, gold could be gold, like DXY. I don't like always. Like, I don't base my trading off of DXY. That's one thing. Like, if I look at what's high, is it trending? Right now, there's weakness for it coming in. Like DXY, I think. Looks bare. If DXY can drop, we're in a fair value gap right now as well. We already filled the gap, pretty sure. Yeah. Daily. Yeah. No gap there. Up, up. Yeah. If DXY can drop, we're in it on gold. If DXY drops tonight on this 4 hour, gold will pump. But institutional levels for DXY, you know, it's the same thing. 25s, 50s, zeros. Zeros are going to be your institutional levels for DXY. Or fives, like same thing, same concepts for everything. The same concepts work on everything. All right, 108. Like institutional levels are zeros, fives, 750s, 20, like what I said for gold on the blueprints. Oops. 25s, 50s, 75s, right? Those are key levels. Like right here is going to be a 5. Like this right here, that's a 5. That's in the middle of 109, 110. That's going to be 109, 5, so 109.50. That's right in the middle. All right, those are your institutional levels for DXY. Look at DXY right now. Like I'll look at it not so much to base my trades off of for gold, but in moments if I see something on gold or I want my setup on gold to maintain. It's like a situation like right now. We would want DXY to maybe give us a little bearishness on here. Doesn't even need a lot. It just needs a bit, and then gold could maybe have a little send up. More so. I'm gonna hold this 4 hour and probably the next. If this 4 hour, so 1 hour and 28 minutes, I don't think I'm gonna be on for the next 1 hour and 20 minutes, to be honest, guys. But I'm gonna try to, like, if you see this one 1 hour and 28 minutes, if we get a 4 hour bullish close, that means next one could pop up. Then there's also like this candle, sorry, at 1 hour and 28 minutes till the 4 hour closes here. We can see it's green at the moment. Maybe that's identifying a potential support. If it closes green, that could set the direction up that we're kind of looking for here more. Or same with this candle. If this candle closes green, if we get a solid bullish 4 hour close, that could indicate potentially the next candle going up. And like see how look at GBP Japan. Like that's a 4 hour bullish. If that closes, it could continue. Where's USD CAD at? USD CAD is almost back at the zone. USD CAD's almost coming back to where literally I've been trying to sell it the last 2 weeks. Well, I caught a sell here and here. USD CAD maybe something to look at for that zone again. It's coming close. That lines up. What does Euro USD look like? Does Euro look like buys is a good question. If Euro looks like buys, that's better. Kind of does on the 4 hour. Bitcoin dumping. Crypto dumping. Yeah, if the dollar can have a little, on this 4 hour, if we can reject on the dollar, that would be better for gold to see as well in this situation. But yeah, I'm gonna hold probably just until break even. If it comes back to entry, I'll reconsider. Maybe if I'll look at the chart and see if it's like good for a re-entry. Because if it comes back, it could maybe try to go 2750 or a bit lower if it does come back. But for now, it looks like it's sticking. I'm gonna ride it out for London, see how it goes. See if we can run up more. Yeah, TP like the highs or maximum like 2764, like a bit above the highs, maybe 65 at the most. If it runs to like 59, like if it hits 60, I'm going to be getting out like at the high. If it runs up to there, I'm going to try to hold it till the high, like 58, 59, 60 maximum, like that range personally. Like if it runs up to there, I'll close most of my trades there, like 58, 59, 60. And then leave like maybe one small one to try to see if it takes out the high. But for now, yeah, we have time till the 4 hour closes. So there's time for this 4 hour to close really. Still have time till the 4 hour closes. We want the 4 hour to close solid bullish in this case, and then we probably have a good trade. What's silver looking like? Is silver looking like a buy? Sometimes I like to look at silver and see if that's identifying like a buy as well. It's not really a place where I'd sell it. Daily's high up. On 4 hour, it's kind of at a bounce area, just like gold. I like to look at silver at times. Like if this can close bullish, then I know silver would, if I see this go up, then I'm more confident on gold. See, it's trying to break that high here. We might even do something like this, pull down into the fair value gap, react again. I might start trying to accumulate in here. How's it looking? Yeah, I'm gonna hold it till London next couple hours. See, I'll stay up. That's pretty much it for the night, guys. We've been on for how long? We've been on for here? Almost 3 hours. Over 3 hours, I think. Been on for a bit now. Yeah, unemployment claims always has an impact on the USD in general. USD in general always has impact, direct impact when it opens. But the market can always still move before the unemployment claims, like Thursday morning. It's a frequent enough event that comes out. The market responds to it. It's not like FOMC, NFP, where it's like once a month or so many times. It's a frequent event. Unemployment claims, it impacts gold and everything. So tomorrow, yeah, that'll definitely impact gold at the time being. Could be your news strategy tomorrow. Yeah, we would need, like I said, so just to update gold real quick, 1 hour bullish closes, or like 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour bullish closes are good. What we'd want to see. We got some move like a quick almost 40 pips there, guys. Now we're getting a bit of a pullback. So it looks like it's going to come back into this like fair value gap, potentially work the range again. But I'm still going to focus on it for that same move. Like even if it comes down, I'm going to see how the market reacts. I still like it. Still only setup I'll probably take tonight until tomorrow morning. See where the market's tomorrow morning. But we'll be on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. I usually start the streams at like 7:15, maybe a little bit after, around that time. But we'll be on 7 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow again. I'll be keeping an eye on gold tonight for the next like 3 hours. See if we get any push up in London. My target, max target for me, like not max target, but where I'd be exiting most of my trade would be if we get to like 2760. But yeah, we'll be on in the morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, before New York session starts. Be sure to tune in. Again, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. Discord links in the chat. I'll probably clean this up and post this exact chart as well in the Discord in like the next 15-20 minutes. But yeah, I'll see everybody in Discord. Post your charts in there if you caught the move. Happy to see it. That's how you can catch a quick 30 pips on gold. Whole numbers. But maybe it sticks. I'm trying to see if it sticks for the next couple hours. But yeah, I'll see everybody tomorrow or on the next session. Peace out. Have a good night. Peace out, peace out, peace out.
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish. But did you know that there's a YouTube Music app where you can also listen to the EDM version, the ska version, and of course, the original version? Duh. Get YouTube Music Premium.